Know of any new Arch...
What is up? Love that load. What is up, everybody? How's it going today? Hope you all are doing well. If not, let's try to turn that around for you. I have not played the Archon Quest yet. Been saving it for event when I had time to play it. I had a few hours to try to play it and get it done, so...
Ad Astra Abyssosk. Welcome to the Adventurers Guild.
Figured might as well stream it. I wanna fly. I need more, whatever those mushrooms are. Damn. Missed the pigeon. Missed the pigeon and lost a couple of the mushrooms. I'm like... Nah, I want to say more like 20, 30 of those mushrooms off from being able to build Barbara and Mona. Mona, I got one ascension left, and Barbara, I got 2. Alright, little disclaimer before we start. I haven't played any of the Durin events in the past. Time-wise, I wasn't playing. I literally was not playing this game when this quest came around. Proof. Dates of proof. So, with all that being said and gotten out of the way, let's hop into the story quest.
Finding someone to chat to would be better than just stand.
Wow! The city is all decked out! Oh, it's beautiful!
To each their own.
Festival season means no commissions, which means no Mora. But Catherine's always looking out for us, so we should still drop by and say hello.
No Mora.
Greetings, traveler. Paimon.
Hey, Catherine! Still doing the whole no commissions during Windbloom thing?
In general, yes. The people of Mondstadt don't delegate their work to others this time of year. But... feel free to take a look around. I think you'll pick up on something unusual.
Take a look around, huh?
It's finally Windbloom. And here I am ruining everything.
You're a bit tired. No big deal. Give it some time. How about doing something fun tonight? We could take a stroll or go stargazing.
Stargazing? Like we'll find a spot. You know people start reserving places on Star Snatch Cliff the moment the sun goes down. Sorry, I'm just not in the mood. I should go.
But isn't it Mondstadt, City of
Something's off with
Freedom, you know?
Beatrice. She would never give up a chance to talk to Quinn.
Reservations?
This is weird.
Feel like you should just go
Oh,
and just be
you're
there.
leaving? I can walk you home.
No, it's okay. Thank you. I just need some time to myself. Besides, there's still something I need to do. The truth is, Quinn, not long ago,
What is it? Is there something wrong?
She's
Never
about to
mind.
tell you.
It's
Why'd
nothing.
you cut her off?
Actually, Quinn, I think we should stop seeing each other for now.
Huh? Wait, are you saying we can't be friends anymore? I thought we were best friends.
She has feelings for him.
That? Beatrice ran off without looking back. Oh, we go adventuring in other nations for a bit, and one of Mondstadt's best love, friendship stories is already over? So,
They're just trying to
is
work
this
out
what
their
you meant
kinks.
by unusual, Catherine?
This is just one example. Beatrice has been feeling down for days. But that's not all.
Oh, it's the honorary knight in Paimon.
Is something wrong? You don't look so good.
I know a knight should be stronger than this, but I haven't been feeling right lately. I just can't focus.
I hear
I started sleepwalking out of nowhere. Sometimes I'd even wake up in the middle of the night standing in a random location outside.
You should see a doctor.
I did, but all the tests came back normal.
Here's the number to
The
the
doctor said I'm
therapist.
fine.
You're just blowing out of proportion. Like, of course you're fine. Just go back home, take a shower, get some rest, sleep it off. You'll be fine.
Yeah, I even consulted Miss Barbara at the church, but her conclusion was the same. In any case, she was kind enough to pray to Lord Barbados for me to get better. Is it because I saw something I wasn't meant to see? Sorry,
do it.
this is for me to figure out. It is Windbloom after all. Anyway, I have patrol to finish. Until next time, you two.
He's seen some things.
Is it something in the air, maybe?
It appears Miss Donna is also out of sorts.
Where can I find a truly fascinating man?
Wait, but Donna is the one who has a huge crush on D-Luke, right?
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
That's what I
Been
thought
so
too.
long.
But she seems to have changed her mind.
It's Kaya.
Is that Captain Kaya? Huh. Now that I look at him, he's exactly my type. How come I never felt this way before?
I'm flattered, Miss Donna, although I do wonder.
Oh, no. Of course not. I'm sorry, Captain. Just pretend I didn't say anything. And, have a happy Windbloom.
I intend to, my dear, but first question, if you don't mind, why the sudden change of heart? I was under the impression
Good question, Kaya.
I'm slow.
So, you knew about
Slow
that?
reader.
Well, Master D-Luke came into the city not too long ago, but when I saw him, it was like the butterflies just weren't there anymore. If I had to compare it to something, it would be like waking up and realizing you're married to a man you don't love. But then I saw you, and it wasn't that something was different about you. I can't really explain it. It was just a feeling.
I understand and I'm flattered. I was able to bring back the butterflies, but I do need to see some business, so I'll take my leave.
Oh, here he comes.
Got it.
Well, surprised to see us?
Not all of you are the exact people I've been trying to find, so Traveler and Paimon, how have you been?
Not at all. Have fun, you three.
So,
Okay.
you said you were looking for us.
Yeah, Jean sent me to find you when she heard you were back, Mondstadt. Blah 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 blah. I still need to change her wingsuit.
Ah, Kaya. You found them. Good. With what's about to happen, it's great to have you in town.
Whoa, headquarters are packed. What's going on?
Honorary Knight Paimon.
It's just a
It's
few
an honor to
people.
meet you. I believe introductions are in order?
Oh, you're all captains?
Y'all.
That's right. Master Jean is waiting for you inside. She'll explain everything.
Jean!
So we got Jean and Kaya. Who else? There have been a number of incidents in Mondstadt in order to wrap
A
up.
trial? But this is Mondstadt, not Fontaine.
I can understand the confusion. You've never participated in one of the trials before. In truth, we haven't had and blah blah blah. It's like
Which means it's a serious one. So, do you need our help?
nah, we're good.
Right! He's the captain of the investigation team. But we didn't see him out there. Albedo is the one on trial? What did he do?
Cutscene. She's lying. Let us begin. Yeah, that's why he's been,
Oh, that's a new face! Deacon of the church. Does that mean he works with Barbara and Rosaria?
the intentions of victims are still unknown. Oh, intentions. Ha. I can't read. It's bad.
Ready to proceed. Prior to this trial, the Knights of Favonius, in conjunction with the Church, launched an investigation into Mr. Albedo for suspected murder and unlawful disposal of human remains.
Murder?
A witness stated that, 11 days ago, in the middle of the night, she saw the defendant southeast of the city gates, dragging a large object she later identified as a human body.
Pretty sure she's AI right now.
No. There's no way!
Not Paimon, though.
We now call that witness to the stand. Beatrice, please tell us what you saw.
So far, it sounds like at least half of the voice lines in here are AI.
Well, I was out late that night on business. And when I came back, I saw someone in the moonlight that looked like Mr. Albedo. He was dragging a huge bag of some kind. I thought it was strange, so I followed him. Then, there was a sudden flash of golden light. The bag opened, and inside there was a body. Mr. Albedo's vision allows him to manipulate the ground with ease. So he buried it, and then removed any traces on the ground. Before he left, it seemed like he looked in my direction. Maybe it was just my imagination, but I was terrified thinking he might kill me too. Luckily, he didn't see me.
Can anyone attest to the fact that the defendant was working in his office that night? Then the length of the report is not a sufficient alibi.
This isn't looking good.
Not yet.
I know what I saw. I'm telling the truth, Miss Hertha, I swear. Also, didn't you say that speaking out would help protect the people of Mondstadt? Otherwise, I'd never put myself out here like this.
You're doing the right thing. Besides, the investigation wasn't fruitless. A single man's shoe and a torn piece of fabric were found in the bushes near the crime scene. The same location the witness described. If no crime occurred, then is all this just a coincidence?
And yet no victim has been identified.
It's true. No one has been reported missing. However, Miss Beatrice harbors no ill will toward the defendant. Her testimony clearly points to a crime, and she has no reason to lie.
Does the defendant wish to say anything? You may believe others, Miss Harth, but I did not kill a single person. As the knight and captain of the investigation team, I have a duty to protect Mustad and its people. You accuse me of murder, but there's no body or motive.
The defendant raises an important point. Motive. Yet, I must be frank, not all murders are premeditated. Spontaneous conflict can also have unforeseen consequences. Nevertheless, I don't intend to prosecute this case on circumstantial evidence alone. Which brings me to the second charge against Mr. Albedo.
Second charge?
Please proceed.
7 days ago, at dawn, a witness saw the defendant dispose of the body of an adult male in the area between Dragonspine and Dawn Winery. I now call the second witness to the stand.
I don't wanna.
Wait, that's...
Please tell the court what you saw. Even do you, Luke? Dispose of the body. I could tell it looked like a body of an adult male, tall, thin, but could make out age. He buried the body underneath
We
the
now
cliff.
have accounts from 2 separate witnesses that describe the same modus operandi. Would you call that a coincidence?
Yeah. I'm kidding. I don't inquire as what Mr. DeLuke was doing in that early. It's hard to do the accent and read. Is there such a thing? Dawn Winery is my home. It's not. Blah blah blah. I just happened to be right place, right time. Mr. DeLuke is well a respected figure in Mustad. I see no reason for him to frame Mr. Albedo. Yet the question remains.
Before you suggest a lack of evidence, Mr. Kaya, you should know. After the defendant left that morning, the witness found this where the body was buried.
Boing. What looks like the teeth and femur of a human. Now it does beg the question, blah blah blah. Careful now, Mr. DeLuke. Master DeLuke, I don't believe I hear
These
presumption.
remains suggest an accelerated rate of decomposition. Considering the defendant's profession, there's reason to suspect that alchemy is at play here.
But can you prove that
Both
alchemy is in
witnesses
play?
saw golden light, a known byproduct of alchemy. That's how the defendant destroyed the bodies. The light also explains how the witnesses were able to get a clear view of the events in the dark.
Oh, it's just my lighter. Little assessment, but we have a witness of our own the afternoon before. Why did discussion last so long? Mr. Gross, what is presenting the results of her research? She noticed flaws in the data and instead insisted on. That's right, we were in the library together.
You're certain Mr. Albedo was present the whole time?
So you're telling me the NPCs that have AI voice lines are the only voice lines we're gonna hear in here? And maybe one? I feel like that's an AI on the one playable character in a few months. Why release an Archon Quest without voice lines? It just... It's sad and disappointing. Because it's like... if you waited a month or two to release the Archon Quest, it would have been flushed out properly with voice lines in it. That way nobody's freaking reading. Sorry. Moving on. Yes, and I know Mr. Albedo would never kill someone. He could never be that cruel.
Nevertheless, the other witnesses have no reason to lie. Tell me, Miss Sucrose, that meeting in the library, were you awake the whole time? Sounds like a considerable duration to go without sleep.
Oh,
I do hope you can be truthful with us. It concerns the safety of countless Mondstadt citizens. A crime like this cannot go unpunished.
It's just one man. I'll take it from here. During our meeting, Sucrose did fall asleep not long after midnight. He drugged her. It's alright, Sucrose. You don't have to lie for me. This is a secure place for judgment. Mr. Albedo? I see, then I'm afraid your alibi is not... Just some claiming innocence without proof isn't enough. But the prosecution's argument has its own holes. There's been no mention or motive or what exact method could reduce a human body to those remains.
No conclusive evidence of guilt. But the witness accounts do match to an extent that can't be dismissed.
Allow me to submit another piece of evidence. The investigators intercepted one of Mr. Albedo's correspondences. I will now read the pertinent parts to the court.
A correspondent. Oh no, that envelope doesn't look like it belongs to Mr. Albedo.
I have never abandoned the subject of human research. In fact, delving deeper into Dragonspine has led me to realize that the concept of life could be further expanded and transformed into that of birth. The mystery of human birth is often linked to death. As such, death is the most suitable material for the creation of new life. To that end, we must engage in a process of putrefaction and refinement.
Putrefaction and refinement?
Is that in reference to an alchemical process?
The letter continues. Experimental trials have been carried out in the northwestern part of Dragonspine, in the area southeast of Mondstadt's main gate. The data is as expected. Just as you endeavored to do, I too shall take up the path of creation, and break through current limitations to reach a new realm of living beings.
I trust the investigators have confirmed this to be the defendant's handwriting, and that the letter makes more than passing mentions of petrification and refinement.
Correct. Not to mention, the locations indicated in the letter match both crime scenes. What more can we trust than the defendant's own words?
No, it can't be true.
It can be. I can't believe it. Wait. I can't believe it.
A guilty verdict cannot be delivered without sufficient evidence. In order to protect all parties involved, that is what our principles demand. My original assessment was that we lacked said evidence. But now, it seems the only remaining questions are the identities of the victims, and the specific alchemical process used in this case.
Huh. Then we're in agreement. The evidence is conclusive on the charges of murder and unlawful disposal of human remains. The court finds the defendant guilty. The people in the audience appear shocked. No one can believe a kind, well-mannered person like Albedo could commit such a crime. Gene stipulates that those unsatisfied with the verdict will have time to submit an objection or an appeal, but most appear hopeless at the moment. As you watch Albedo being taken back to headquarters, you get a strange feeling that something's hidden is about to come to light. It all comes back to the letter, a secret that you and Albedo know all too well, but the people of Mondstadt have yet to discover.
Why would Albedo do something like that? Oh, this has to be a nightmare.
Albedo told me his secret once, that he was a synthetic human created throughout alchemy. Could that have been something to do with this case? But what following in Reindarter's footsteps just because he's an alchemy creation? That would only make him more suspicious. Really? Even Rosaria? I just did Albedo's quest like a month and a half ago, maybe 2 months pushing it. Everyone had a voice line. Real VA voice line, not AI. Sorry, I'm complaining again. Cut. Well, this took a turn for the worst.
Rosaria! Oh, when did you get here?
Oh, you know. Between then and now. I've been here the whole time. I happen to have a message to pass along. Yes, you're in need at Snarsnatch Cliff. He's waiting for you there.
Who is he?
You know. You'll know when you get there. Go on. No time is like the wind. It awaits no one. I keep trying to click with my mouse instead of tap on my phone. Even Paimon went to Dragonspine to ask Albedo, who was conducting research there, some questions about alchemy, only to encounter a series of strange events, strange soft noises, and echo through the mountains that could not be traced. The stacking and theft of alchemy notes at the campsite, Albedo disappearing after a chat outside the cave, but having no mercy of the incident. Oh. Wait, right? Keep reading. Alchemy notes outside of the at the campsite. Albedo disappearing after a chat outside a cave, having no memory of the incident. At the same time, Eula encountered Albedo elsewhere on the mountain, attempting to lead a child away. And you attack Eula upon being discovered. You were able to confirm the persistence of a mysterious figure impersonating Albedo. A running battle ensued, ambushing and being ambushed, hunting and being hunted. In the end, Albedo eliminated the giant mutant Whopper Flower and posing as him. Yet there were more than 2 people wearing that face on the mountain.
Even the most unassuming ingredients can produce astounding flavor. But unlocking that potential takes a keen sense of smell, a refined palate, and an open mind.
Like, part of me wants to put Kaching official. Technically, Eon Sound would be best in slot. I do have her, I just don't have her built. Priorities. Sorry, it's just a little funny. By a little funny, I mean it's pretty funny. I gotta go fill my water before I start this next section. Sorry for the first little bit, I didn't do any of this. I had it on autoplay thinking that magically, their voices would just come through.
Running late again.
It's Venti. Ah, traveler, Paimon, I could hear your arrival upon the wind. Were you looking for me? That's gonna be Venti's voice. Sorry, I had to fix that. Always gotta fix that before I, like, turn around. Ugh. It helps more with sound than anything else. Alright, we read Venti's voice line, but we'll redo it. Because I think that's just a little too much femboy there. Ah, traveler, Paimon, I could hear your arrival. There's no difference from Jean's there. Ah, traveler, Paimon, I could hear your arrival upon the wind. Were you looking for me? I can't. I'm just gonna normal read Venti's.
Venti, did you send us that message?
No, I did.
Ooh, the deacon. Deaconess of the church.
Whoa, where did you come from? Wait, Venti, do you know this guy? His name is, what is his name again?
The deaconess of the church.
Didn't think I was that
Delilah.
unmemorable. I'm Dahlia, deacon of the Church of Favonius, and herald of the Animo Archon Barbados. Not gonna forget next time, right?
Oh, Paimon will.
That's right. I noticed you during the trial. The legendary honorary knight. You seem to have a lot of thoughts on your minds, so I thought we should have a chat.
Nah. I got a hair on my nose.
After all, I am the Herald of Barbados. If the people of Mondstadt are in danger, I should keep the Animo Archon in the loop.
I'm glad they came back to Mondstadt, because, like, nothing's ever been said about Barbados really being connected with the church at all. Unless there's, like, some limited time story, like, quest I missed, but...
Wait then, you know about...
That's why they shouldn't put story quests behind limited time, but...
About
least
what?
Archons.
The fact that my tavern-hopping nomad of a friend is Barbados himself?
Don't worry, Delilah. No, don't worry. Dahlia and I are close. He knows everything. I'm gonna end up calling him Delilah by the end of this. Besides, God needs someone to communicate their will in a formal setting, and no one does that better than We're just gonna roll with it. No one does that better than Delilah.
Not that I saw that coming when we first met. But back to the matter at hand. I believe you two already know about Albedo's background.
Yes, Hydra was hoping on Cairo. And is it just me, or does she, like, pretty much look like an Escafe that they went, yeah, this looks good, and then halfway through it they went, nah, do it again. Like, she's even got the little cat ears on her chef hat.
So, you know too, Venti? That's surprisingly Archon-like of you.
Ah, well, I know from the moment Rheindarter and Alice brought Albedo to Mondstadt. When those two were in town, no one could afford to slack off. I'm about to murder another name. The Conrad Dean Prince, a perfect specimen of synthetic life at this stage of the case. At this stage of the case, there are countless questions surrounding Albedo's motive, his true identity, his potential weakness. No, his true identity is a potential weakness.
A synthetic being loses control of their sanity and goes on a killing spree. That's how a novel would frame the story, and people are inclined to agree.
Sounds hot.
Albedo has told us before that humans often value the ordinary over the transcendent and miraculous.
And the slightest difference is perceived as other. A very common phenomenon.
Which means we need to find a way to help out your friend. Me? Well, I know that Albedo is a synthetic being, and that a lot of strange things have been happening in Mondstadt. Even though Windbloom should be about drinking and having fun, which we all know I love fucking drinking and getting smashed.
We noticed that too! The minute we got
I'm not
here,
drunk,
something was
though.
off.
Been 5 years without one. I was just getting into the venti role, man.
I've picked up on most of those too. Miles is out of sorts. Beatrice seems anxious. Although I didn't know Donna stopped being interested in Master Diluc.
Well, no love remains for this song to tell the world, because naughty but empty shell. Cruel is sad, fate, cruel is made, cruel it may be, were it not for a hero who could set us all free.
What are you getting at, Tone Deaf Bard?
What the fuck was that phrasing? Oh, just making a comment. There are always unavoidable trials in life. At least that's what Barbados would say. A certain someone is going to need to overcome a trial like that. In such cases, even the Seven know better than to tamper with fate. If only there were a brave soul willing to aid their friend in this time of need. Should he meet a terrible fate, all of Mondstadt could be the worse for it.
If you wanted our help, you could have just asked, you know.
Nah, Venti likes to beat it around a bush to ask the question. Had to get a couple fuzzies off. Haha, well, even if Albedo wasn't at the center of this case, protecting Mondstadt is part of being an honorary knight, right? You'll still have help, of course, which is why I prepared a little surprise. Behold! Boom! Don't worry, I removed the fuse. It can still explode, though. You just need a lighter still. Oh, let me redo that, though. Don't worry. I removed the fuse. So it's not gonna explode. Say hello to that Doodoo communication Doodoo communication device.
So, this thing belongs to you now?
That came close to topping Nahida saying Duke Duke. We're old pals. Don't think she'd care if I borrowed it for a few days. So it is, Cleese. Anyways, this invention will, with a little help from a trick of mine, will allow us to keep in touch. Just take it out, and we can chat. My eyes are hurting. That's all I'll ask. No matter what comes. That's all I'll ask. No matter what comes, you'll have the wind on your side. I'm not quite sure what to say to that.
I suppose we're old pals too at this point.
Indeed, your companionship is like a breeze. Your companionship is like a breeze that lingers in the air, warm and familiar.
In all this time, I've never witnessed Lord Barbados approach anything in a serious manner. Perhaps this time, I'm in for something special.
Barbados? Serious? Ha! You give him too much credit.
Hardly. It's not blind faith, you know. I've always had unwavering belief in the animal Archon.
Is that so? I wonder what Barbados thinks about that. Perhaps you should pray to him and find out. Get on your knees and pray.
Good idea. I'll tell him I still haven't deciphered his drunken musings from our 3 trips to the tavern last month. His wisdom is sure to reveal itself in time.
Oh, you know what? Forget about Barbados, Delilah. Trust me to a drink instead. No, treat me to a drink instead. You wouldn't refuse me, would you, Delilah?
A dear friend like you? Never.
How long do I have left in this? I've already gotten tired of this. Butt plunge. It's just so fun to do that, and then the hearts all around. It's just. It's just me though. Oh. Did it not say go through the door? Oh. Just to lock you in something so you can't run away. I know you all must be shocked, but the evidence is solid. Albedo situation, it's not looking good.
I still don't believe Albedo would do something like that. Using living people as alchemical test subjects? It's like something out of a novel.
It's pretty flat.
Perhaps it's best for me to remain impartial, but I've worked with Albedo before. He's an alchemist, not a sadist.
This version of events is as hard for me to accept as anyone. But Vargas once said Albedo is very different from the rest of us. Perhaps there are things we still need to learn about him. Let's see what Albedo has to say for himself first. Would you mind giving me a moment, everyone? A private matter requires my attention.
Jean!
Traveler, Paimon, perfect timing. Kaya has a favor to ask. Like Jean said, after the verdict, we have time to submit an appeal, and I will do my utmost to convince Albedo to accept. He's been acting strange, and I can't read him for the life of me. But I need you to start investigating the case. Yes, it's also time for me to get involved. We'd like you to launch an investigation of your own. I'll continue working on his defense. In the meantime, if you two find anything that might help his case, let me know. I know it's against the spirit of this season to test you with this, but Albedo is a trusted member of our ranks. We owe him the benefit of the doubt. I know you'll get to the bottom of this, Traveler. You've never failed us in our time of need.
But what if the accusations turn out to be true?
Here's what it is. Then you will have done Mondstadt a great service, all the same. I'm expected to retrial until then. I'm expecting a retrial. Until then, you're welcome to have a look around. Albedo's office is on the second floor. I'm counting on you. I think this is the first time we're allowed upstairs. Is this the first time we're allowed upstairs? I swear.
Wait, Captain
Could be
Kaya!
true.
Surely I can't just...
You can't just... what? These two are here on Jean's orders. She asked them to investigate Albedo's office. I think we got the voice there.
Oh, in that case, head on in.
No. I don't wanna.
So this is Albedo's office. Pretty much exactly how Paimon pictured it.
Really? Exactly how you pictured it? Alright, I have some work of my own, so I'll leave you to it. Good luck, you two.
Right back at ya.
Forget it's not an auto.
Alright, let's see what we can find.
You can't see me. stack of books on the desk, mostly relating to alchemy, environmental science, and life science. Some of the pages have been marked with alchemy symbols, and others have S-shaped or triangular symbols drawn on them. Any potential meaning is unclear.
Wow, these books are so fancy!
Wow.
Albedo must have gone to great lengths to get them.
Little more enthusiasm. Ow! A lockbox sits on the desk. The ledges bear signs of wear, suggesting the importance of whatever lies within. The box likely remained locked most of the time. But now the lid remains wide open, as if the owner was forced to leave in a hurry and didn't have time to lock it. Perhaps the letter intercepted by the investigators was once stored here. The remaining content should hold much weight as conclusive evidence, but you still get a strange feeling after viewing them. In elegant penmanship, the letter reads, in addition, I do happen to have some information on the subject of our last discussion. The material and arcane formation required for human transmutation. The formations in these records likely originate from the Conrian art of Chimea, but relevant documentation has not been well maintained over time. So I cannot guarantee there are no errors or omissions. As thanks for your past assistance, I've enclosed the records with this letter. It keeps going. But that does not mean I support your pursuit of this research. Ethics aside, I am not convinced it's even possible to create humans whose existence is identical to our own. The idea that the dynamic of the creator and creation could exist within the same specimen is cause for concern. Even with the talent like yours, I must urge you to proceed with caution. The signature belongs to an unfamiliar name, one that also appears on the alchemy book nearby. You skim the preface and learn that the author is old and accomplished alchemist. Paragraphs, Jesus Christ, it's a book. This person is likely a friend from Albedo's alchemy. From Albedo's academia circle, someone who owed Albedo a favor, but also urged him to refrain from conducting dangerous research.
Human transmutation? Is Albedo seriously looking into that? Ooh, Paimon doesn't want to think about that.
It doesn't look good, but this letter can directly prove that Albedo can't directly prove that Albedo did anything. Besides, a technique like that must be too dangerous to share with the public, right? That's why it wasn't brought up during the trial.
Human transmutation? Is Albedo seriously looking into that?
Sounds hot.
Ooh, Paimon doesn't want to think about that.
It's okay. Didn't we just do the book underneath? I swear we did this. It's moving the book, the desk looks almost empty. Your hand slip while moving the book, causing the hardcover book to strike the desk. The resulting noise is a bit unusual. It's suitable, but to experienced adventure, it sounded too hollow, almost like there's a compartment within the desk.
Wait, it looks like there's a hidden compartment under the desk.
Damn cap. There doesn't appear to be a compartment added to the one side of the desk. It was very well hidden. The lock mechanism is complex and it seems to involve elemental power in some way. Perhaps you could use it by using the power of Geo. The hidden compartment opens inside. Lies a piece of paper with more information. Festering is almost also a manifestation of rot. When festering forces and a significant amount of life energy collided, the two will repel each other, triggering a powerful side effect. When I tested this in an alchemy experiment, the results of the refinement were startling. Breaking through the shackles of life, the stimulation of the project. I mean, shit could work too, but fuck sounds better. Project. I must take advantage of this opportunity.
The name of the project is blotted out in ink. What could it be?
Oh. I thought it was a curse word. The note mentioned festering forces, which suggests that Dragonspine could be involved somehow. If this has something to do with the creating synthetic life, would Albedo go that far for one of his experiments? No. Admit the notes in this map with a few markings on it. Two of the marked locations corresponding to the crime scenes, and the third appears to be Dragonspine. By a little puddle. Okay, that's close to... It's in the wrong spot. It's a hard pill to swallow, but if the results of the joint investigation are correct, there could be a body hidden in the last location, or at the very least, what remains of one.
Huh. What does this mean? Oh, do you think
There's
something
a body.
might also be buried at the last location?
No! First! Everyone's blind, though.
Alright, that seems to be it for this place. We should go tell Jean what we found.
We don't have to, do we? Tell her to pick up a voice line or something. Do. Oh, there's actually a line there.
Oh, Vent is calling. Let's answer.
How's the investigation going? Find anything?
Oh, we found stuff all right. Stuff that only makes Albedo look even more suspicious.
It's okay, it's normal. I see. So, Albedo's researching something that doesn't help his case. Huh? Huh? See the reference? Yeah, just go. Huh? You share what you learned with Venti. Not promising we should be grateful. Albedo's true identity remains hidden. If it gets out that he's one of the Reindarter's creations, there'd be no separating him from her past. As we both know, Reindarter's approach to alchemy and ethics was pure madness, and the evidence you just found, let's just say it could convince even those closest to him of his guilt, perhaps even you. Then it comes down to trust. Do you trust Albedo? Option 1 or option 2? I don't feel like there's a different outcome to the story.
Yeah, he's our friend. We should keep the faith.
I think it would have been the same no matter what you click.
And if he really is the culprit, he must have had a reason, right? Maybe he's just not allowed to talk about it. Yeah, that must be it.
Even though it should be like Either way, a fair investigation means coming to a conclusive present it. Either way, a fair investigation means coming to a conclusive persistent by the fact. Venti's way of speaking is just hard to comprehend sometimes. Does that mean even Venti no longer believes in him? Remaining objective, it has its own value. Remember, none of this is your fault. Just report back with an honest assessment of the facts.
Yeah?
No.
Well, let's go find Jean and tell her what we learned.
Yay, let's go fill in the blank more. Stalker!
That's Miles.
Stalker!
What's he doing here?
Stalker.
Oh, sorry. I heard voices and wasn't sure if I should check who was inside.
He planned everything.
It's okay. We're here on Jean's orders.
Ah, I see. I'll, leave you to it then.
Hold on. You didn't hear what we were saying, did you?
Oh, not really. Nothing that made sense anyway.
Well, do us a favor and just forget anything you might have heard, okay?
Oh, sure. You got it.
That map we found in the hidden compartment seems important. We should check out the marked locations.
But first, let me take a selfie. Now there's 2 other spots. I want to go to both of them before I head to that one. Other side of the puddle? No, we gotta go over here. So, that way.
Let's go! Running late again.
Running late again. A little trick to get a little bit more energy. Bye. Oh, you need to do the roll. And I think you need to have points left. Is that in your chest? I'm not sure if that's a new chest.
Grow out of the ground?
No. Where's the new quest item? Not it. Maybe. That's not it. I think that's the one I need. Where? There it is. It's not. Right, the second spot. I don't remember. I'm blanking. I want to say it was somewhere over here. But I feel like it's like in that area. I can't remember for the life of me what that bit looked like. I'm trying, and I'm just forcing it right now, and
It's so white. And so cold. Is it edible?
I think that's like one of my by far favorite voice lines from Veressa. It's white. It's cold. No, I'm trying to be good. want to wait till I hit friendship level 10 before I just go through all her lion voice lines. I was gonna do it probably for a video. I should have done something real quick. It's a little late now, but I mean, you're never too late. And just much for that, and then on top of that, just derp for a minute. Take a little bit more cold. There it is. Like, I'm not wrong. I'm supposed to go up, right? Technically not up.
We should be getting close. Oh, look over there! Something.
Although everything is covered in snow, as a seasoned adventurer, you notice a spot on the ground that looks quite different from its surroundings. You remove the snow and find a sizable hole underneath, large enough to fit a human body. But the hole is completely emptied, and the surrounding markings make it look like something was dug up. Did an animal do this, or some monster?
Weird. There's a hole, but no body. The prosecution's argument is that Albedo used alchemy to destroy the bodies, but this location is different from the other two. Why not fill the hole, or smooth out the ground like the other places?
Why not? If one person did all of this, why not remove the traces like the others? And if Albedo isn't the one responsible, why was this location marked in his notes? You're back. Did you find anything?
Yeah, but none of it helps Albedo's case.
I see. A complicated result, but your efforts are appreciated. Yes, he asked for a retrial. There are still questions surrounding the identities of the victims and the disappearance of the bodies. The minimal remains that were uncovered have been sent for forensic analysis, which should provide some answers in just.
What's wrong?
If the victims turn out to be Mondstadt citizens, the situation becomes becomes all the more serious. The second trial would likely have to be open to the public, and I doubt public sentiment will be in Albedo's favor.
Yeah, not when the charges are so serious.
The second trial is set to take place in 2 days. I hope you consider attending this one as well.
Of course, we'll be there. In the meantime, we should all just stay positive.
Sounds like a plan. Solid plan. Well said. Well then, the time comes, I'll carry out my duty the best of my abilities. Stalker. Stalker. Miles. No one's named Miles, right? Oh man. I already miss doing a story quest and hitting auto.
We should meet up with Jean. It's about time for the second trial.
Story quest mode you have to open. No, I think you have to open on the other way too. Ah, you two. Let me know if you're ready, and we'll head out. I got something to do. I'll be back. Alrighty, follow me. How's my Jean voice? Ladies and gentlemen, we now convene for the second trial against Mr. Albedo. I, Jean, will once again oversee the proceedings. Representing on both sides remain unchanged. Mr. Delilah will continue to serve the aggressor. Miss Herth represents the prosecution and Mr. Kaya speaks on behalf of the defense. The defendant in this case, Mr. Albedo, captain of the investigation team. With that, I now bring this trial to order. Wait, no, it's... Miss Hart, have the investigators made any new discoveries?
Yes. We sent the teeth and the femur bone found at the scene to the church's medical office, and were able to conclude that these are, in fact, human remains.
There's a lot of jokes you can make there. I'm just gonna take the high road and click.
In addition, the investigators were able to identify several Mondstadt citizens who appear to have been missing for quite some time.
But they tasted good, no?
Forensic analysis of the remains allowed us to pinpoint the age and gender of the deceased. Interestingly, one of the missing individuals matches that profile to a T.
It's Kaya.
The medical office couldn't spare the personnel, so Miss Rosaria is here to present the results to the court.
I can't get her voice right. There's like a green in it. And I just can't get. Hensel. Male, 46 years old, marital status, single, occupation, hunter, consistent with the conclusion in the last trial. His disappearance went up unreported, likely due to his lack of relatives. In addition, medical records show that he sustained a mechanism-related injury to his legs 3 years ago. The damage on the femur bone. Mr. DeLuke found is consistent with such injury. It just reads so weird. Therefore, we can conclude that one of the victims in this case is Hanselman. A specialized technique was likely used to accelerate the rate of decompensation.
Is it reasonable to assume this technique to be alchemical in nature?
Alchemical or magical? Both are possible.
Thank you for your testimony.
The identity of one of the victims is now confirmed. But what about the defendant's motive?
Considering what he wrote in the letter, we can deduce that the defendant needed subjects for an alchemy experiment. Who better than individuals whose disappearance would go unnoticed?
Oh, you know.
In other words, he sacrificed the good people of Mondstadt for his own gain. A truly vile act.
It happens.
In addition, another witness has agreed to testify. Miss Donna, if you would.
Another one.
Wait, Donna from the flower shop?
I'm sorry it took so long for me to come forward. But the night Master DeLuke saw Mr. Albedo, I was there too. I was camping with a friend and we decided to stop near Dragonspine. I couldn't really get comfortable that night, so around dawn, I decided to go for a walk. And that's when I saw Master DeLuke.
This is DeLuke.
I thought it might be nice to, chat. So I headed in his direction and then I saw it. Someone at the bottom of the cliff was getting rid of a body.
He was trying to find somebody. Not get rid of a body. He was trying to find somebody.
I was terrified the person might see me. Even after I fled, I couldn't shake that fear. And I started to wish I never had a crush on Master DeLuke in the first place. If I hadn't wanted to talk to him, I would never have been in that situation. Well, I didn't want to come forward because I was scared. But Miss Hertha convinced me it was the right thing to do. I'm sorry it took me so long.
I see. Alright, I haven't played DeLuke at all. I don't think I've even done the story quest, or I did. It's been so long. I can't give you a good voice line for him. Just step forward was brave enough. Just stepping forward was brave enough, Miss Donna. So that's what the 3 dots mean? The court thanks you for your courage and commitment to the justice.
Yes. Thank you.
She sounds like she's lying.
The 2 witnesses corroborate the same sequence of events. That just leaves the question of how the defendant disposed of the bodies.
That's his problem. He tried to dispose of them instead of eating him.
I believe the answer lies in the alchemical technique mentioned in the letter. The defendant is the most accomplished alchemist in Mondstadt. He has the skill, no question.
In Mondstadt? A special investigator also uncovered some relevant evidence on that subject. I will now present it in court.
Wait, does she mean...
No. The evidence we found in Albedo's office. The following are pieces of evidence uncovered in Mr. Albedo's office. The most important of which is this map. I was so close to where that was on... Alright, we're gonna memorize this and lock in. This map was found with the defendant's notes. The markings corresponded with the description in the letter and the locations of the crime scene. Does this map belong to you? Right? Right? That's... Even though it should just be like... Yes. Yes. Were you the one who marked these locations? Were you the one that marked these locations? Yes. You do realize that basically an admission of guilt. You do realize that's basically an admission of guilt, don't you? The evidence against you is nearly immeasurable, insurmountable. No. Since you uncovered that compartment, I might as well expound on the matter.
We have witnesses and physical evidence. What could you possibly say in your defense?
Was me. What I always have. I never killed a single person.
Ugh, you have some nerve. Saying that when the evidence is stacked against you?
Is it? Miss Hearth, you've presented a matchless and convincing case. I'll give you that, but I will not admit to something I didn't do.
So, what? You're just going to bombard the court with excuses?
Sounds like a plan. That's a rather dismissive way to refer to an announcement. Let's retry that. That's a rather dismissive way to refer to an innocent man speaking in his own defense. Besides, I'm not making excuses. I'm exercising patience.
That won't make the charges against you disappear, Mr. Albedo.
Patience? Perhaps not, but patience comes with its own reward. It's easy for things to remain buried in snow until someone comes along and brushes it away. Albedo seems serious but unfazed. Does that mean he really didn't do anything untoward? He mentioned brushing off the snow. Is that supposed to be a hint? If it was a hint, then it must have something to do with Dragonspine, which reminds me one of the locations marked on the map we found was in Dragonspine, wasn't it? Traveler, you were the one who uncovered the notes, right? Then I assume you visit the third location marked on the map as well. Yeah? You nod your head and give an narrator. You nod your head and give an honest account of the scene you found on Dragonspawn. Whatever was kept in the hole was gone, and surrounding area before markings of an uncovered creature with everything covered in snow. No one knew there was something to discover in the first place.
Then, there must also have been a body.
Not body. I need to think about this. What clues am I missing? Mentioned has been acting strange since before the trial. Third marked location, Dragonspine isn't Dragonspine. We only know about it because we found the map marking hidden during our investigation by Paimon, and I discovered a hole beneath the snow big enough to hide a human body. There are also claw marks around it, but there was no body or any remains whatsoever. The first marked location is around that Beatrice saw Albedo using alchemy to dig a hole and bury a body there. A single man's shoe and torn pieces of fabric were found in the bushes nearby. Taken together, this evidence seems to suggest that Albedo killed someone, concealing the body. No, that doesn't make sense. Albedo is an alchemist and the captain of the investigation team, but the truth is, he's a kindred of synthetic human creation by one of the 5 sinners, Gold Daughter. Albedo is steadfast, intelligent, and threatens everyone with kindness and respect. I think most people would agree with that assessment. He's also a calculated thinker. It's fair to say that if he did commit a crime, it would likely be well concealed. Up until now, Albedo has never displayed any ill will toward humanity. He also still seems like his normal self. As his friend, I should reveal the truth about his identity that would only make things worse for him. Dragonstein, wait a second, someone who looks exactly like him. I'm guessing Albedo has a plan, so I should help him out. But what does he want me to do? Announcing a break in the case? No. I should play it safe. Since I made an honest assessment of the facts, I should be honest about my doubts. 2, it's only fair. Besides, I think I understand what Albedo is trying to tell me just now. I'd like to address the court, if I may. I was the one who investigated the office and believe the results raise a few questions. Regarding the 2 cases addressed in the previous trial, it was established that after disposing of the bodies, the defendant used alchemy to restore the ground to its original state. But that wasn't the case. At the 3rd location, the hole was still there, with dirt scattered around the perimeter. It looked more like something had been dug up. If this was all done by one person, why wasn't the 3rd scene given the same treatment as the others? Why weren't the traces removed? In addition, the markings around the 3rd location weren't fresh, which suggests that Dragonspine incident had happened at a different time. For those reasons, I believe there's still reasonable doubt in this case, and I hope the verdict reflects that. Thank you. Thank you. Astute as ever, traveler.
Questions there may be, but allow me to point out, there is no evidence to suggest that anyone besides the defendant knew about the 3rd location, and the map was found in his notes.
I need to make a half pot of coffee.
That fact alone makes him the most plausible suspect. Unless Mr. Albedo suddenly plans to deny that the map belongs to him.
It does. Allow me to respond to Traveler's point. If all I cared about was proving my innocence, I would indeed do as you described, Miss Hearth, and deny any connections to that map. But that is not what I intend to do. The map does belong to me, and I did hide things at those 3 locations.
What?
There were indeed bodies at each location, and I didn't kill and bury someone on Dragonspine.
Ha! So you admit it. Let the record reflect that the defendant has confessed to his crimes.
You're mistaken, Miss Hearth. The story doesn't end there. Some time ago, I encountered an uninvited guest on Dragonspine. Someone who wanted to take advantage of the deserted nature of the region to eliminate me in secret. His desires to kill me led me to an altercation where I killed him instead and buried the body on the mountain. 3rd location marked on the map.
Actually, the traveler Amber Bennett and I were with Albedo that day. The Adventurers Guild was holding an event on Dragonspine. After it ended, we all left the area.
I didn't do this one.
If the person Albedo is referring to is different from the one we encountered on the mountain, then the altercation must have occurred after we left.
This only proves that the defendant is guilty on all counts. Those innocent people, their blood is on your hands.
No, you're wrong.
You deny it? After admitting to murder for the whole court to hear? You've clearly lost your mind.
Only a little. If you would let me finish, Miss Harta, I could get to the important part. The man who attacked me on Dragonspine was my height, with blonde hair and blue eyes, dressed in clothes nearly identical to mine. So someone who happens to look exactly like you. Exactly like him. So I was right. It does come back to what happened back then.
It's one thing to look similar, but for the clothes to be the same?
What's going on? I don't want to be here anymore.
I don't want to read here anymore.
Regardless, the important thing is that you admit to killing someone on Dragonspine.
It's not really a someone or something. I want to get technical. Yes, I killed someone that day. Someone who looked nearly identical to me. But I never said that someone was a person. But I never said that someone was a person. I see, then it appears I need to withdraw my testimony.
What?
We're giving Diluc that.
Everyone! I brought her!
Wait, you...
The person who just came in, isn't that Hertha?
Hertha. Not Hartha. What's going on?
Who are you? Why do you wear my face?
Why are you wearing my face?
Hello to you, too.
Hello. As you can see, this is Harta, the logistics captain of the Knights of Favonius.
I see what's going on here. It's all been leading up to this, hasn't it? Your confession. It was all an elaborate stunt to set me up. You want to undermine my credibility? Fine. It doesn't eliminate the mountain of evidence stacked against you. All I want is justice for the people of Mondstadt.
Peace of the people. Order in the court. Yeah, I lost Jean's voice a little while ago. I've been stationed on Dragonspine all these years because that is where the subject of my research lies. The dragon Durin. Several hundred years ago, the dragon of the East, the Valen, defeated Durin in battle. And with help from Barbados, sealed his remains on Dragonspy. Durin was created through alchemy, one of the finest specimens of artificial life. As such, death was not a true end for him. His heart still beats and grows more revitalized by the day. My imposter on Dragonspine was a failed specimen abandoned in Durin's stomach, an unsuccessful iteration of the Nucleus project. They love throwing big words in.
Are you trying to insinuate that I'm some kind of homunculus? Because it looks to me like the artificial one is standing right there. Some kind of imposter you dragged in from Dragonspine. It's the real me, don't you?
The two of you look identical, but judging based on demeanor, the new arrival actually seems more like Hartha. I know.
That means nothing! By that logic, I could just as easily accuse the albedo in this room of being an imposter!
But where's the other one?
How do we know he isn't the fake one? A cold-blooded killer who replaced the real albedo long ago!
It happens.
Then, how about something only the real Hertha would know? The longest scar on my body. The knights who fought alongside me that day should remember where it is.
I remember. Let's hear your answer.
I'd like to hear Miles' answer first.
Huh? Oh,
Oh God. It's a plot that ain't
You don't
thickening
know?
that much
Or
already.
you don't remember. I heard you've been acting strange these days. Disoriented? Confused? You were closer to me than anyone during that battle. And yet you don't remember a thing. Strange indeed.
no, my head. It hurts.
The scar is right here.
Why the nerves? Unless your informant in the Knights of Euphonius failed to mention the scar on Hartha's left arm.
Albedo has done a lot of research into beings like you. If you deny it, then show us your arm.
No need to panic. You can just add it now. You excel at changing your appearance, don't you? Or should I say, all spawn of Darren's life force have that ability? A powerful life force, an appearance you can change at will. Yet here you stand, formless one, paralyzed to act, because you're worried using that power could affect your accomplice. Accomplice, then. Miles must be one of them. There are others too. Most of the beings under the influence of Darren's life force have gathered here, and yet their presence is what impedes her from taking action. Once you attempt to transform, all who surround you will be affected by your power. You can't control it because in this network of living beings, you serve as the core.
Show us your arm. Ugh! Have it your way!
Whoa!
Come on, let's go!
It's a lot of knives.
Hey, they're shielding the imposter!
She's trying to get away. Stop her. Don't let anyone stand in your way. Finally, a chase.
There are others trying to get in.
Bored.
Must be more people under her control.
Let's go. Ready to kick some ass and take some names. Time to get moving, everyone. I want to give him a pirate accent.
Across the room!
After her!
Just like a dragon. It's time, baby. All units move out. Third company keep on the imposter's tail. We finally have a chance to talk. Before I explain the events of the past few days, I'd like to make a few things clear. First, I never killed any of my fellow citizens. I never used human remains as part of alchemy. Anything else is on the table, though. Second, the events of the past few days were all part of a plan. Most of the members of our order were in on it. As for the witness, Master Luke picked up on the situation long before today's proceedings. That's quite an evolved plan. Indeed. Follow me.
What? How are there monsters in the city?
There are all monsters from Dragonspine, and an attack is imminent. But fear not. We've been preparing for this, brother. We've been monitoring the resurgence of Durin's life force. Its festering nature agitated these monsters. We knew it was only a matter of time before they advanced on Mondstadt. Yeah, let's be real, when we opened up Durin's heart way back in like 1 point something patch, there was a dumb amount of Fatui. At that time it felt like a lot of Fatui. And then I got Arlecchino pretty much right after that. I was hoping you two could join me and provide assistance in the battle to come.
Of course. Where's our first stop?
Paimon sounds like so desperate to please. Of course. Where's our first stop? What do we do? 221, 219. Okay. I was just gauging distance and trying to figure out where we're gonna go first.
Let's roll.
Of course. I was hoping on a fight.
Hey, Venti!
So, like, barely anything. Shoot! Someone's coming! Help me! Please, someone help me!
What's with the freak out? It's just us.
Ah, perfect. I can drop the act. Sorry, thought you were regular citizens. Sorry, I read it in my head. It's about... It's about time. I think we can proceed as planned. I agree. Although it's been a while since I dealt with something this big, it's gonna be pretty exhausting. Don't worry, I'll treat you to a drink for your trouble. Haha, just what I wanted to hear.
So, these two know the other's identity then?
Monter's starting to struggle in from Dragonspine. During the trials, they soon became agitated, likely in response to the core coming under pressure. Still, I never expected those monsters to have become this advanced. The power of evolution cannot be underestimated, especially considering the fact that Durin absorbed the previous imposter.
Wait, so what about the map? And the missing bodies?
Wouldn't you like to know? What the witness saw was true. I did hide those bodies as I'm mentored the situation on monitor the situation on Dragonspine. I noticed that many who ventured there came back different. Some were under the influence of Durin's power, but the less fortunate ones had already been devoured by monsters, who then assumed their appearance to infiltrate the city. Most of those who were replaced had no clues for relatives, so when their behavior changed, there was no one to notice. The monsters used their disguise to get close to people. I eliminated 2 who attempted to attack.
What about the remains Diluc found? Did they belong to one of the victims?
Maybe. Yes. The monsters slowly digested their victims. Sometimes they even left behind body parts to aid the transformation. All that remained of the first victim was a few strands of hair. And the second, some teeth and bones. The only bodies Albedo destroyed were the monster's mimic forms. Then he buried whatever remained of the victims to put them to rest. Well, someone had to do it. Besides, I managed to gather some valuable data on the petrifications of the body. After we defeated the doppelganger Wapple Flower on Dragonspine, we promised to tell each other a story. Remember? I'm glad. Then you remember what I told you about Subject 2 in his pursuit to replace Subject 1. He transformed a Whooper Flower into Subject 3. Yes, that would be Subject 2. I confronted him and buried his body on Dragonspine. So you see, at this point, there was something hidden in that table hole you found. There was something hidden in that hole you found. But Durin is becoming more revitalized by the day. Under the influence of his power, the monsters dug up Subject 2's body and returned it to Durin's stomach. Durin absorbed the failed creation along with his knowledge and way of thinking. Ever since then, all creatures spawned from his power and had the ability to transform their appearance. Humans who ventured into Dragonspine for too long are also bound to fall under Durin's influence. But those effects don't show up themselves right away. And the extent to which a person has been affected is hard to perceive. You saw it for yourself, didn't you? All of the people acting strange. Those are the same people who just tried to break into the Knights of Favonius headquarters. Durin's power remained dormant within them until finally it surged to the surface and seized control. That was also our goal. If we could force a situation where the imposter had no choice but to unleash that power, all those under its influence would become violent, and thus we would know who was affected.
Wait, so what do? We can't go around hurting innocent people.
Why not? We do it to Tammy's pigeons all the time. I mean, I don't. But you do. We will use power of animals to restrain them for now. That should give the knights the chance to subdue them without harm. A specialized team will deal with them later. Alright. Alright. That's the long and short of the situation. It's time to activate that thing. Right? Yes, so if there are little secrets other people shouldn't know, my identity, for example, keep it to yourself. Okay? Alright, this should do. Strum.
Wind currents? Paimon's never seen this many.
There should now be wind currents across the whole city. Everyone, can you hear me? Loud and clear, all units, what's your situation?
All good. We have enough manpower to provide support.
Requesting assistance at the side gate.
Heading over now.
Whoa! It's long-distance wind communication! How is that even possible?
It's better than string cups. It's all thanks to Lord Barbados. With the blessings, we will succeed in defending our city. Actually, if you face away from the current and whisper like this, no one can hear you.
No wonder you're crouching down there like you have something to hide.
He said get down to talk to me. You don't have to broadcast that.
Huh? That voice? Venti? Is that you?
Oops.
Oh, yeah, no, just a wandering bard calling for help. Thank goodness Traveler, Paimon, and Albedo found me. Got me out of a tough spot. Hee. Alright, now that you're okay, we should check on the status of other areas. Made a good call going for Venti first. I didn't even know it was Venti. May the animal Archon protect you. Mahoyle, it'd be very nice to know why we don't have voice lines on all of the playable characters. I don't like being in the middle like this, especially on a bridge. Or I just want to give him a pirate accent so bad. Oh, look, what is this, me matey? Back up. Pew! Pew pew! Only if it was like Chevreuse, Navia, Clarion, or Chaska. Pew! Pew pew! That was a close one. I suppose thanks are in order, Master Diluc. I appreciate the help. No need, I don't intervene to save you. It was for my own convenience. You were in my way. So, like, it would have been great to hear these two go back and forth with this dialogue. Oh, well, let me get out of your hair, then. I suppose we could work together? But you would just melt my ice anyways. Let me try this with some risen. Oh, well. Let me get out of your hair, then. I suppose we could work together. But you would just melt my ice. Anyway. Suit yourself. Alright. Tell me. When did you notice something was off? First trial. Can't do anything with that one. Because of the fake Hartha. No. Because of you. Me? What did I do? My defense wasn't passionate enough? I could do something with it. We're gonna move on here. No, you weren't nervous enough? What is this? Just two dudes chilling on the bridge with each other, playing with each other's swords, huh? Like, I can't. Tell me that, then. Wait, it's more. Tell me, then, Master Diluc, would you... Master Diluc, when do you think I actually get nervous? I suppose we'll see, won't we? Monsters incoming. Huh. On second thought, best not to think about it. Winky face. I can't.
Don't get frostbite.
I just...
Dodge this.
Time for retribution!
Yeah. I'm kind of like...
This moment will be frozen in time.
Oh, I dodged that. Ow. Well, we're gonna find out. Oh.
So sorry. Don't push your luck. Freeze. Cool it. Don't get frostbite. Dodge this.
Time
There we go.
for retribution!
Yeah. With one hit there.
They're over there! Dilu, Kata!
Yeah. Alright. I'll be right back. I need to go to the bathroom. If you have the time to make it out here, I'm guessing the other areas are secure.
What? We can't be here because we care?
No, Paimon and Traveler and Albedo, they're having a moment, alright? Let them just do their thing. They've clearly worked beyond what tension they had way back when we first seen Montfat. Maintaining control over the main road means maintaining control over the battle as a whole. You made the right choice.
So what's the status over here?
All under control. Don't worry, my thirsty civilian volunteer and I have this area covered. I think you mean the men who held the title of cavalry captain before you. We don't have to bring that up. Well, keep up the good work. We'll go check on the status at the other locations. And I wanted to thank you for what you said in court. If I'm not mistaken, you were on my side by the end. Haha, believe me, he has had his suspicions since the first trial. I suppose it just doesn't feel right to believe that someone who helped me in the past could be a cold blood killer.
That's so sweet.
Thank you for trusting me and for choosing to fight alongside us. As for you, Kaya, good work. As always.
Let the show begin.
Wow. Guy's got a lot of HP.
Go, Barbara, go!
Alright, so we could just take off all playable characters have no voice line. Alright, you should be on the
Thank you so much,
mend.
Miss Barbara. Things are still quite chaotic outside. It's best if you all remain inside the cathedral for now.
You're not rushing out to the front line, are you? You're still injured.
Don't worry, Miss Barbara. I'll try not to put myself in harm's way. I can help with the logistics from the back.
Well, maybe we can give you a hand. As you said, the situation outside is chaotic. Injured parties should not be left unattended. There are others here who need to get back to the front line, so I'll escort all y'all myself.
Of course. Thank you, Miss Rosaria.
Just doing my job. I'll leave the cathedral to you then, Barbara. You can count on me. I don't really know how all this started, but I do know that Jean and the others have been preparing for this for a really long time. So, I think everything will be alright. No, it has to be. Did I catch you at a bad time, Barbara? Did you need something? I just want to tell you that over the next few days, a lot of things are going to happen amongst the attacks and fighting, so I need you to take care of yourself. How do you know that? Albedo warned us in advance. It has something to do with Dragonspine and his and he's our authority on that region, so Will should take his word. Dragonspine? So the city is gonna be in danger? Yes, but the Knights of Favonius will do whatever they can to protect the people. See, it sounds better. Not, we'll do whatever we can to protect the people. It takes a second to roll off the tongue like that. But then who will protect you? Don't worry, I'll look out for myself. I promise. Please let them be okay out there. Sister Barbara, could you lend me a hand? She better be a playable character. One little line right there couldn't just AI generate everything else. I've got Favonius sword.
Go, go!
C2? Yeah, it's C2.
Now's our chance.
I don't like this scene.
Go, go, Baron! Engaging! Let it rip! Providing cover fire! Let's keep going, team!
I just have one question. Why do we have to use these characters like this?
I'll race you there! Bet you can't keep up. Get him! Providing cover fire!
I feel like I'm not using Micah right, but I don't think you can get much better.
Hertha! Oh, jeez, your voice scared me just now.
What? Still caught up in the imposter incident? I thought you knew about the plan.
Well, after you up and disappeared one day, all Master Jean told me was that you'd be gone for a while on an important mission, and that it'd be better if people thought you were dead. And then, what do you know? Someone who looks exactly like you appears out of nowhere 2 days later. If Master Jean hadn't told me about your mission, I would have fallen for it hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah, that's quite scary. I get chills just thinking about it. Don't worry, once this is over, these monsters won't be our threat. Albedo, are you alright? The trial was too hard on you, wasn't it? I'm sorry I couldn't be there. I was worried. Same here. I thought it was... Oh, I tripped up on one word. Did an excellent job keeping the situation under wraps. It sounds like Eula alright. She's
Yeah,
blah, blah,
for
blah.
sure! She's someone you can really count on!
Wait, so how did you decide Hertha should disappear again? After all this fighting, I can't seem to get it straight.
It was Kaya's suggestion. Naturally, Miss Hartha was perfect choice. We needed to leave a hole in our organization, so she came with the idea that that explains the rumor. Nobody, because the imposter fell right into our trap. And news came from Kaya and Hartha. The description, direct subordinates we created by the imposter saw gaps in our ranks. It didn't take long for the fake Hartha to appear on the night's patrol route, claiming to have survived her mission.
When did that happen?
Over 6 months ago.
Whoa, so this has been a long time in the making.
Yes, and our enemy was more metalless than we expected. Monsters have been searching for Hartha's body in order to protect the imposter's identity, which is more advanced way of thinking than subject to. So we had to wait long enough to convince a fake Hartha that she had our trust. Furthermore, we needed to give her time to gather evidence against me and convince herself she had enough to strike.
But how did the Knight's internal information even reach Durin and his monsters?
We're just gonna take off the voice things right now for myself, and we're just gonna take a straight voice and go straight through it and try to plow through it.
There's an informant among our ranks.
Don't worry, Barbados already tracked her down. She doesn't have his blessings, so she can't hear what we're talking about right now.
Honestly, this whole situation almost gave Paimon a heart attack. All those awful accusations in the first trial, and you couldn't even defend yourself!
It was to be expected. I couldn't just reveal the truth. It had to be at the right moment, or it wouldn't have given the imposter even more fuel to use against me. She would have demanded to know how I knew about dragon spine and the monsters disguised. And if my true identity got out, the public's trust in me would be gone. It was a trap, you see? Arguing back and exposing my origins, or keep my mouth shut and be seen as a murderer. Credit where credit's due. It was well thought out.
Yeah, thank goodness we were able to back her into a corner.
Indeed, and I have you to thank for that. Traveler, you probably didn't know it, but you've been a part of the plan since the beginning. And for that, you have my sincere apologies. I know I kept you in the dark, but I had a reason. This might not sound intuitive, but I did it to make the plan even stronger. From the beginning, I knew I had to learn letters in my office. Had to leave letters. I knew I had to leave the letters in my office from a far and independent reader to discover. I knew I had to leave the letters in my office for a fair and independent reader to discover. Someone willing to seek the truth. Naturally, I thought of you. I knew you would return for Windbloom. I knew you would agree to attend the first trial. And I knew your sense of responsibility and justice as an honorary knight would compel you to start your own investigation. The fake Hartha, subject to, has met you on Dragonspine before. If she thought even you had lost faith in me, her confidence might get the best of her. The perfect time for us to strike. Albedo's right. You were part of our plan from the start. I hope you didn't take offense at our decision to keep you from. And please don't be too hard on Albedo. She said hard on. He was just doing his best to look out for Mondstadt. Even people were involved in that plan. As it was, I had no other choice. The honorary knight and Paimon will always be friends of Mondstadt. We never forget that. We will never forget that.
Aw, that means a lot.
In that case,
Wait, was that you just now? Let's go to the side gate to check it out.
damn. That's Lisa. It was supposed to find you.
Lupikov, it's you.
Come a little closer.
Burst forth!
I know I should, like, hold. It's been forever since I used Lisa, though.
Get back!
Razor's fun. But
It happened a lot before?
not good. To me, at least. Unleashing lightning on people. Hee hee. No. Once in a while, maybe. It sure feels good to let loose, though. My old professor even wrote to me about a few days ago, of course. I made sure to emphasize that I always treat others with kindness. We're not doing her voice. Not even trying. It was only natural for a student to inherit their teacher's ways, after all. And mine was a gentle old man from the whatever school. So you see, this time I only used gentle methods of electrocution. So gentle, even Jean would have no reason to intervene.
Huh. Gentle electrocution.
Oh, but we have razor. You seem to be good spirits, Miss Lisa. Ah, well, it's good to move about every once in a while.
It's all my fault. I knew Clea was fast, but disappearing like this? I only lost sight of her for 1 second. How am I going to explain this to Albedo?
Explain what?
Uh-oh.
Albedo, Traveler, Paimon, what brings you here?
We're providing mobile support across the region. Sorry. We're providing mobile support across the region. Was there something you needed to explain? You can tell me anything. I hope you know that.
Yeah, plus we kinda already heard what you said, so...
Just tell us there's nothing to be afraid of.
Clee, she disappeared right under my nose. I'm sorry. I'm doing all I can to find her.
Do better. I see. Please don't beat yourself up. Clee is...
Wait! Something's coming this way, and it doesn't look pretty!
Is it Clee with bombs? Boom, 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 boom.
She was right next to me, and the next thing I knew, she ran off somewhere. I swear I only lost sight of her for a second.
Burst forth! Moment of birth! Come into being!
Those bombs. I see what you mean. She's not to be underestimated.
Not a bad tune. It worked, Clee. I'll be counting on your protection. On you to protect you the next time, too.
Albedo, you can't be serious.
No problem. Just leave it to Clee. Are you guys coming on patrol, Mr. Albedo? Clee heard you went camping for a few days. And these monsters followed you back home. Horrible.
Camping?
I can't do the list.
Ah, right. The truth isn't suitable for little ears.
That's right, so I need you to report back to Master G to settle my expenses. If you have some time, I'm sure Eula would be grateful to escort you back to headquarters as well.
Of course. I place myself in your capable hands, Spark Knight.
It will be an honor. Clee will do her best. Best I got there.
Hurry up, Brassa!
I should have went up those stairs. Oh, thank God. I think this is the last one. I need to wrap it up anyways. That should be it for now. Good work, everyone. How did we fare injury-wise? Good. Our preparations paid off. Injuries are few and far between. I have the full record here. Wonderful. I'll review it in a bit.
We're back!
Everyone, alright? Everyone, alright.
Amber?
How's Kyle?
Yep, right as rain. We're back. Clee kept Miss Sheila safe the whole way.
What? I'm tired, I'm sorry.
That's amazing. Clee, you were so lucky to have you.
Looks like we're still missing a few. zero idea what he's supposed to sound like. Good to have you back, safe and sound, and great work, everyone. This operation could not have happened without y'all. Your leadership is what made it possible. Master Jean, it's been a busy few days. You should take a well-deserved break. I will, but I believe you deserve one most of all. My work isn't finished. I'm afraid I have a few loose ends to tie up. Loose ends? Ah, yes, of course. We can talk about it back at headquarters. I've changed Albedo's voice so hard this whole stream. Traveler and Paimon should be there too. Alright, everyone who has finished their work should head back to their quarters or to the church to get some rest. Wanna come with us, Clay? We can drink some tea and eat some freshly baked moon pies. Yes, yes! Hey, everyone! Andy, thank you for everything. I know there were difficult moments along the way. Oh, well, wait. Does that mean you saw me running off for my life? Ah, no apologies. Just forget I said anything. Haha, just kidding. But you're right. It was tough out there. I almost lost my hat to the wind several times. Any notable information on the wind? Of course, I was out on the city wall for quite some time. I heard all sorts of things. As for something notable, well, I picked up on anxious voices and child's anger. Durin has been isolated for centuries, but absorbing subject to his emotions allowed him to understand certain truths about this world and his existence, including the fact that he's no longer mother's only child or her most perfect creation. It's obvious he found that fact difficult to accept. The emotions he felt in response were quite genuine, dire, I say. Human? Wait. The emotions he felt in response were quite genuine and dire, I say. Human? Oh, dare I say. Human? If I eliminated the perfect creation, I will be the only child mother needs. The mindset arose out of Durin's instinct to compete and survive and come to dominate all those around him. Of course, the absorption of subject to his knowledge allowed him to take a more intelligent approach, accusing me of murder. In the end, however, Durin still lacks significant social intelligence. The fact that his army even got this far is a miracle.
Oh, no wonder Venti sensed a child's anger through the wind.
That same feeling isn't close. Miss Funny. Here to make your report.
Oh, nothing much to report, actually.
Isn't that so? During the battle, we were talking about your transfer to the 7th Company. You were in charge of patrols and post-battle reconnaissance. This time, how did everything go?
Good. No problems.
I see. If you don't mind me asking, why did you come from that direction? And why are you alone? Did you think we were still meeting at the side gate? There was a change of plans. We sent a message over the wind in the last few minutes of battle. There were a lot of changes during the operation, but I imagine you missed those as well, because you're under Duran's influence, and you have been since your trip to Dragonspine over 6 months ago. Now what? Don't move. Let's continue this discussion back at headquarters. Don't be scared. I'll figure a way out to free you from his power soon.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna call it here. We'll come back to the story quest at some point, maybe tomorrow, maybe Monday. We'll see. But that will do it. That will do it for today's stream. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, go
My
down
parents
there.
always say, no matter how busy life gets, you should always sit down and enjoy a proper meal when you get hungry. What I like to do is stack my plate up high, then squash it all.
Jesus Christ. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, go down there, slap that like button. Actually, on second thought, you know what? Go down there, leave a comment. What your favorite voice that I tried to do was, even though I murdered everyone's voice there. Other than that, remember, stay positive, tilt less, make friends, and peace out. Catch you on the next one.